Equity and inclusion are vital for the City of Greensboro's ability to grow and innovate in such a fast-changing environment. One Greensboro is a monthly show that highlights some of the ways the Office of Equity and Inclusion honors the observances listed on our Heritage Calendar and spotlights a City of Greensboro employee in a segment we call The One. These observances are an integral part of the National Equal Employment Opportunity and Civil Rights Program and encourage us to live as one people, one community, one Greensboro.
Welcome to this edition of One Greensboro. This month we are celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. We are so thrilled to be in a place that I've known most of my life and been in several times, the Greensboro Cultural Center. And while we were here, we stopped by to talk with a few people and the representative from Casa Azul. We also are featuring this month and chatting with one artist. And as always, we have our interview with our city employee, which we call The One. This month, we are definitely talking about food, about culture, about colors, and all of those things will make this episode so very special. So sit back, relax, and let's take a look at this episode of One Greensboro. And now we're upstairs at the Greensboro Cultural Center, and I am so thrilled to actually have a chance to come to Casa Azul. I've heard so many great things about it, and today I get a chance to not only experience it, but talk to a very integral person with Casa Azul, and that is Maria. Hello, Maria.
Hi, Maria.
I love when I can say my name and interview someone with my name, so we're going to say we're M squared. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. So tell us a little bit about what Casa Azul is and your role with Casa Azul, and a little bit about your history, if you don't mind.
Sure. So Casa Azul is a nonprofit organization fully run by volunteers here locally. We promote Latino culture in our community. We bring and promote artists, and we just share with our community like our heritage through programming and events.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I see some of the wonderful, I think, things on this wall. Are these some of the events that you all have worked on, or some people in the community at least have worked on as far as art is concerned?
So if you see this, these are some of the flyers for Dia de Muertos.
Wonderful.
Which is the Day of the Dead.
Yes, I love that.
And that is celebrated, it has been centuries. That has been a very Mexican tradition. And it has become a staple event for Casa Azul. So This year is our 10th anniversary.
Oh my gracious.
And we will be celebrating Dia de Muertos at CVA, the event, the exhibit. So we will have altars to celebrate the life of our loved ones who have passed.
Absolutely.
Which it has been fascinating to see that it has not only been an event that is only for people from Mexico.
Yes.
Many of us have learned about it, have learned to love it, and we have found a way to bring those memories. And with sometimes, like hard times of bringing those times, we can just like bring something beautiful.
Absolutely.
So we are seeing people that they are not from Mexico also creating their altars to bring the memories of their loved ones. So it will be from November 1st through November 13th.
I love
We
it.
will have an exhibit where the community is more than welcome to come and experience it.
That sounds like fun. You're going to have to remind me because I would love to experience that.
Absolutely.
Please,
Yes,
please.
yes.
What do you think about celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month? Oh, she smiles. I love it already. So what
So
excites
I've been
you
thinking
about
about and reading a lot about that. It's almost like, like for me, Hispanic,
Yes.
Heritage Day is every day.
Every day,
Because
that's right.
that's me, right? Like, that's who I am.
Yes.
That's who my family is.
Absolutely.
But I think it is important, I think, at least just to bring awareness of our race and our culture and the impact that the Hispanic community have in this country, like
Absolutely.
the force that we are, the value, and everything that we bring. So I've been in this country for almost 23 years.
Wow.
And I would say I feel that each time, it's almost like this Hispanic Heritage Month has like a little bit more force, or is more like in our face of like, oh, let's celebrate or let's highlight some stories. But for me, it's every day.
Every day.
You know, like it's, we have everything, you know, like a very resilient community, people coming to start over,
yes,
to work really hard to provide and to create new opportunities for their families. So I am like super proud of being Hispanic and Latina. And like I said, it's something that I celebrate every day. Like that's the stamp that I have on my DNA.
Good for you. And I know with our group internally with the city, Conexion, where we do have our employee resource group, the one good thing about the group that I love, they love to eat as well too. So I love the culture, but also I love the food. I have to say I'm a foodie. So I love when you celebrate and the beauty and the colors and it's just beautiful. So I'm excited it's September.
Well, and I think that's the part of culture that connects us, right? Like,
absolutely.
So food, music, dance, there's a lot of things that we don't think about on what are like all the similarities or not similarities that we can just go and, oh, I want to try this food from this country, or even like among us, we are just many countries.
Absolutely.
So even if we have plantains and corn and arepas, and you know, like everybody does it differently, but there is a beauty and, you know, a magic to it. So, and everybody's so proud on their own way of making tamales or empanadas, and we're like, okay, just bring all that.
Oh, Maria, you're making me hungry. Oh my gosh, stop! You're making me hungry. You're making me hungry. I love it though. I love it. I love it. I love it. What role do you think Hispanic Americans have played in history? And throughout history, I guess the biggest way from a historical perspective for us to look at it, changing the question just slightly, do you think that Hispanic Americans are making a bigger impact now in 2021, or say in the earlier times, maybe about 50 years ago? What do you see as the difference in history, would you say?
So it is hard because I did not grow up in the States. I came when I was 20, so I have been here for 23 years. But I know the work that has been like done by the people who came way before my time would have not been possible for us to have the opportunities that we have now. It's still a long way to go.
Absolutely.
But you know, I feel that each time will be a little bit better. I think, you know, our community will continue to grow. You know, 60 million of Hispanic people in this country. It's a pretty large number.
Large, and that's why a lot of concentration is on that for community events, for voting and different things, because it's a growing population.
So it is a force, and I think it's for us to continue to be proud of our heritage, teach that to our younger ones, to the kids that are born here, to know where they come from, to know those stories of their parents, their grandparents, or great-grandparents that they came to clear the path, you know, for a better opportunity for them and for the new generations to come.
So how can we take all of that and exhibit a One Greensboro, where the Hispanic culture, our Asian American culture, everybody can kind of be one and celebrate and be One Greensboro? What do you think you all, and especially Casa Azul, can add to that to make us One Greensboro?
So this is a fascinating community. When I tell people that I live in Greensboro, a city that has a little bit less than 300,000 people, but you have over 100 languages spoken in households, it's like mind-blowing.
Right.
When you think about like the amount of people that are here, when you think about food, when you think about music, when you think about scents, when you think about colors, when you think about heritage, when you think about all of these, well, just imagine traveling to 100 countries or more.
Absolutely.
Right?
And
like, you know, that
here.
you want to just like go and dive into what they do and why they do it, in those sounds of their own languages, of their prides of being around family, and wanted to show you how and where they grew up. So I think that force, you know, like Casa Azul will bring the Latino part, and we want to continue to keep that heritage alive and to be able to share with our community what we're proud of, and just many things that people can enjoy it. But on the other hand, I would say that to any of the other communities that we have here locally. So our community can be even stronger.
Absolutely.
A diverse community brings strength if we can use those tools and to make us better, to be able to understand each other in a different way. It's not only my way, but there's many other ways.
Absolutely, which can become our way.
Correct.
If we all work together. I love it, I love it. See, I'm gonna have to come back and sign you up for some things. I already see that M&M power. So just to wrap up, with Casa Azul, is there anything that the community can do to support your mission and your goals, especially some of the things you're trying to do currently with everything I'm sure that's happened with COVID and everything? What can we do to support Casa Azul?
So this organization has been in Greensboro for 10 years. I think we have been very fortunate to have the support of volunteers, a very strong board that have taken their time to make these events and like these programs happen. Our goal for the future will be just to have a paid staff that we can be that we can grow it to where it needs. I feel that the community is hungry for more. Yes. And we want support. Like all our programs pretty much have been free to the community. We take donations and some support from grants in some of the local organizations, but like for us to be able to grow as a nonprofit, we're just gonna need to have the support.
Wonderful. Well, you've got my support.
Thank you.
I love talking to you today, and we're going to definitely have to talk more and talk over some food. Is that a deal?
Anytime. Well, like we don't talk about food. We go and
we go and
get
food. Yeah. So we will go and eat.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's a bet. That's a bet. Well, thank you so much, Maria.
You're very
we
welcome,
appreciate
Maria.
it. And again, this is it's wonderful, and I'm so excited that we are in Hispanic Heritage Month, so we can celebrate everything that your organization and many others have to offer. So thank you.
Well, thank you for having us, and thank you for celebrating with us Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yes. Welcome to this edition of The One. The One is an intimate conversation with City of Greensboro employees that are working to create a culture of oneness in our organization and our city. This conversation will allow you to get to know them and hear their thoughts on our journey to create One Greensboro. Our employee this month is Isabel Gill, who is the co-lead of the Hispanic Latinx Employee Resource Group entitled Conexion. And I'm so thrilled that Isabel is here with us today because Isabel's been with us since the beginning of the resource groups. Good morning, Isabel. How are you?
Good morning, Maria. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Happy to be here and here at the GTN studio.
Wonderful. So let's get right into it. So tell me a little bit, I mentioned what your role is as far as ERGs. Tell the audience what your role is here with the city and a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, I work in community relations. I'm a community relations specialist. We are a division of the legislative department, and we are basically problem solvers. We handle concerns or inquiries that come to the manager's office, to council. We also facilitate neighborhood walks. We have relationships with neighborhood leaders, and they contact us to let us know they want to show us some concerns that are going on, or sometimes just highlight something that they're proud of their neighborhood. We do that together with the council member.
Sounds like fun. And the most fun part, because I love a class. What else do you put on?
We also facilitate the educational program City Academy.
Yes.
Which is designed the mission of it is to prepare leaders that want to be involved in our boards and commissions.
Wonderful.
They learned about how the city departments work, hands-on activities.
You sound busy. How do you have time to do all this ERG stuff?
We also do the town hall meetings every now and then. Well, City Academy has unfortunately canceled last year.
Because of COVID.
This year, but we do have time to do the other stuff.
And I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I don't know what I'd do without you. What would you say is the most interesting project? You named a lot of stuff just now, but what's the most interesting project you're working on and why?
Yes, so based on the concerns we received in our office, I came with the idea of developing or creating just one guide for newcomers to the city that will help them navigate the services and just improve and make that transition better for them.
Wow.
It's just the beginning, so I just have it on my mind right now.
Love it.
And also, I'm looking forward to the upcoming series for the ERG, for Conexion, the Cuéntame de tu trabajo, or
Yes.
Tell me about your job, where we are going to learn what our coworkers are doing, the more
love
specific details of what they do. So I'm looking forward.
That's why you stay so busy. Look, I just love it. I love it. So who inspires you?
I couldn't think of a particular person that inspires me, but I thought about all the women in my world, and they are all resilient women. They have, some of them have changed careers and have to study everything again. Some of them have dealt or are dealing with separation, loss of family members, and some of them critical illnesses. And they all have made sacrifices to overcome that mountain. And to me, that's inspiring, and they're my heroes.
Wonderful. I love it. I love it. Now, this is the flip one. I always love number 4. Who would you most like to swap places with for one day, and why?
To be honest, I couldn't think of anything else, but this is going to make you laugh. But I would love to be in
Yes.
a panda sanctuary and take care of the baby pandas
That
for
doesn't
one
make me
day.
laugh. I love baby pandas too. Oh my gosh. Okay. Why?
I just love them. They're so innocent. They are so they're so playful.
And they're beautiful. I just
They're
love the color.
beautiful.
Yes,
I
they are.
follow them on Instagram, and it just makes my heart swell thinking about it.
Oh my gracious, Isabel, I would have never thought that about you. Well, that's good. Well, maybe we can work something out. We can go out to the Science Center and do something with Conexion with the panda exhibit.
Oh, the red panda.
The red panda.
I love red pandas
I know.
too.
So
Yeah.
maybe we can go out there and do something with the red panda.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. Don't forget that.
Let's
okay.
do that.
Yes. So now let's get down to the nitty gritty about this month, because I know
Yeah.
you and I both are excited. How is celebrating Hispanic and Latinx culture a step towards One Greensboro? And also, I know we didn't talk about it. Tell the audience a little bit about your history and where you're from and why you got involved in the ERG with that question.
Yeah, I am from Guatemala, and I moved to Greensboro 14 years ago.
Wow.
And it is important because it's been celebrated all across the United States, but
Yes.
it's important that in the organization we can celebrate this month, because for us it's we are proud of our heritage and our culture. So I want to invite everyone to join us and celebrate this month.
Absolutely. And so how can we do that for the entire city of Greensboro? What do you think we can do to create that One Greensboro culture throughout all the months for the Hispanic heritage?
For the Hispanic heritage?
For the Hispanic and Latinx employees, citizens, visitors, how can we create One Greensboro?
To me, create One Greensboro is more about taking a moment and listen
Absolutely.
to other experiences, because we are always ready to listen, and we are ready with an answer to give our opinion. But when we just take a moment, stop and listen to other experiences, we will find that we have more shared connection with others.
Absolutely.
Because we have a lot of shared experiences if we are really willing to listen.
Absolutely. And that's what I love about your group. It's Conexion, but there are so many different flavors in that group from various countries, and you all listen to your shared experiences. So I wish that could kind of spill over to Greensboro as well, too, as a city.
Yeah, and that's the purpose of the name also, Conexion, because we didn't want only to connect us, because, you know, we're in different departments, we are from different countries, but we want to connect with other employees. We want them to be part of us. We also, of course, want to be part of everybody, and hopefully this can expand throughout the city.
Wonderful. And as always, you always nail it because you all are doing an excellent job. And I just thank you for everything that you've done. And you always do. I can say, Isabel, yes, Maria. So thank you so much. And I appreciate you coming in today. And let's celebrate. We've got some more weeks to celebrate. We're just getting started. Right. So let's get it on. So thank you so much, Isabel.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Hi. My name is Jonathan Vizcuna. I live in Greensboro, North Carolina at the moment. I'm originally from Venezuela, Caracas, the capital. And I've been working with Casa Azul for more than 5 years. The experience of being working with Casa Azul has been super, super positive. I'm grateful to meet them since the first time because there are not too many nonprofit organizations that can support Latinos, especially in the artists, in the media part. And they have been always giving me that, push that every Latino in the US needs in order to succeed. So I'm a paper sculptor artist. This is one of my most recent sculptures. And recently I have my first solo exhibition at Grow, downtown Greensboro, and they partnership with me through the exhibition. They help me, with, everything pretty much, since I have to do the application. And for me as a Latino, it's always important to, have these important organizations like them, because you don't feel like you're doing everything by yourself. I have a couple of workshops where they give me volunteers, they support me, setting up the whole workshop, and it was a great experience for the public and for us. I mean, for me as an artist and for them as an organization, because we actually help to the Hispanic community to get involved in more, activities from the city, from Greensboro as a city. So it was very grateful. It was a win-win, partnership work with Casa Azul. Living in the U.S. for more than 10 years, at the beginning you kind of confused with the terms of, Hispanic Heritage Month, because, we don't actually celebrate that in our countries, because it's gonna be pretty much like celebrating every day our culture. But once you move to the US, you kind of appreciate that month of celebration of your culture, because you feel like, wow, I mean, I didn't know how much information people can appreciate from my country of just doing something that I do it for fun or as a routine. So we have people that fall in love with our culture, and that's part of what, Casa Azul I think has been doing for the last years, get more people from the US involved in more cultures. You can be from Colombia, from Venezuela, from Mexico, Brazil, and Argentina, and you always find something interesting from their culture. But the good thing is you don't have to travel to those countries, because they can bring you all these experiences here to the Triad. Right now, Casa Azul is celebrating their 10 years anniversary, which has been, super positive for them as a nonprofit organization. They're always looking for volunteers and supporters. So if you're in the Triad and you want to support us as a Latino, or you don't have to be a Latino, just if you want to support your own nonprofit organization like us, you're more than welcome to do it. Their website is casaazulgreensboro.org, and over there you can find all the information about how to contact them, how to apply, and just how to participate to all the future events that they have. Now, for me as an artist, if you want to find out more about my sculptures, in Instagram is Viscuna Art with V as in Venezuela, Viscuna Art that is in Instagram and in Facebook. So you're more than welcome to visit, follow me, and show me some love. Thank you.